Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2. I'm your host VGMKoren and it is time to fight the Bio-Lizard, the prototype of the ultimate life form is what that should say, that can use Chaos Control and is guarding the copy-paste from Sonic Adventure Shrine to the Chaos Emeralds, which is really a funny design, or at least it looks like it was copied and pasted over. That is reusing assets. Now, like any good ultimate life form, a Bio-Lizard can kind of roar its mouth at you for about 5 seconds before it gets tired and you grind off it. Because it's a Bio-Lizard and it's the ultimate life form, clearly. And it's a Sonic the Hedgehog ultimate life form. Anyways, just run away from him, but not too fast, because if you go too fast, he'll wag his tail at you instead. Which is probably the most adorable way to die to something that is supposedly an ultimate life form. Oh, thank God. I actually tried to record this just a second ago, but then the game forgot to include all the sound effects. So that was interesting to realize mid-recording. Either way, the Bio-Lizard is an interesting fight. You've got a ring arena, and it's actually probably the most complex fight of Sonic Adventure 2. Mostly because of also how long it is. I will be shocked if I manage to do this without dying. Also, be careful of the waterways. You do have to jump over them, though the change in color on the ground is a good indication to jump, since the camera is always facing away from the direction that you are running, which is hilarious. I love that, and hate it, but, you know. Actually, one thing I like is this music, this very trancey thing they've got going on here. It's good, but it's also kind of quiet because, you know, there's a lizard. He's nomming at me. I don't know how else to describe that. Oh yeah. If you get hit by a giant energy ball, the Bio-Lizard will take a moment to let you recover your rings and not attack before proceeding with his attack pattern. That's just kind of what he does. And yes, you can somersault to avoid it. Halfway through the fight, there's the roar. That's actually what let me know last time that there wasn't sound effects, is that the Bio-Lizard didn't roar. But anyways, halfway through the fight, he will summon pink balls to do his bidding, which will come in at you, so you have to use your homing attack to scale them and get up to the Bio-Lizard and hit it again. Easier said than done with the homing attack mechanics in this game. But, oh god, no, I don't want to die now. But yeah, Shadow, he had a change of heart, because he forgot the single most important part of Maria's speech to him, which, you know, it doesn't seem to work. If someone is telling you their last will, you should probably keep listening, even... I don't know, it just seems like something that you should pay attention to the whole part of. But I guess he got selective amnesia. Like the fact that he's supposed to be a dinosaur. I'm sorry, lizard. I know that there's one person who watches that who's going to be extremely upset at me every time I call the Bio-Lizard for the dinosaur that it looks like to me. Either way, there we go. Once you get the Bio-Lizard down to critical health, then what are those flaps on his side? What purpose could those possibly serve? Are they gills? Either way, once you are floating around in a circle like this, get prepared to get wrecked! Oh, I don't actually want to do this without any rings, so that seems about right. Alright. I will see you back when he has 1 HP left. So I know we talked about me seeing you when he had 1 life point left, but I just missed you so much. I was lonely, all by myself, and so my commentary begins again. Oh, the Bio-Lizard is probably one of the more frustrating bosses for exactly what just happened. This is always at least a 3 or 4 minute boss fight where you only have very limited chances to hit the boss. And so if you squander those, then you will be here for quite some time trying to beat him. Actually, that's why he always gave me trouble when I was a kid, is because I would get impatient after dying the first time and just die and 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 die. Huh. But now I'm not like that. Totally. Either way, the trick to the Biolizard is that once he actually unleashes his anti-gravity attack, it's your opportunity to finish him off. Just kind of try to get between the balls without getting hit. Oh my god, am I going to get hit? This is going to be the worst thing ever. Don't do it. Okay. And then you can kill him, totally. It's no problem. No freakouts or anything there.
Get out, you ugly prototype.
Okay, then is Shadow the completed ultimate life form? What?
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this. Stop the Chaos Emeralds! Is it gone? Is that what Chaos Control is? Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth? Sonic?
That's right. Like any good Sonic game, the final boss involves Super Sonic, and of course this time is called the Final Hazard.
Can you hear me, son? You know,
oh god. First of all, this song is badass. Live and Learn is easily the best Sonic anthem, I would say. Oh, okay.
What kind of monster is this?
And of course, that should theoretically be working. There we go. Your controls, though not explained, are A to go down, X to go up, or maybe reverse that.
Leave it to me. I'll destroy it.
And you get to play as Super Sonic and Super Shadow as a lizard somehow guides a spaceship on a crash course to Earth. And that is actually a true statement. If you manage to make it that long, you will lose the fight automatically, I believe. I'm not sure. It's very difficult to make your rings last that way. Rings work in two ways, and I do want to show that off real fast, so I'm just going to let my rings drain a little bit. And as you can see, it characters really love talking in this part. Okay, that's enough. Now I'm going to show how this system works. Hooray! In the final boss. And also give a great panning shot of that. If you cross over the side of the biohazard, then, or final hazard, then you will switch characters. How many rings you have
We've almost got it.
is actually, after all that, determined by how many rings your other character lost. If you have 1 ring on one character, you will have 49 on the other, 10 is 40, etc. Unless you manage to get hit in on the boss, in which case it completely refreshes your... But you're already in your super form, Shadow. Okay. Either way, I love this song. I used to listen to this song every day as a kid. I'm sorry. It's why I'm so terrible as a human being, inevitably. Oh, it'll be fine. Okay, maybe it won't be fine. Okay, let's see if I can't... Okay! This is the problem with... Aw, poor Shadow is gonna die. Whoop! There he goes. Alright, I'm just gonna do this again, because the final boss does deserve to have his entire fight shown. But that is the final hazard. You might actually get hit by Stunlock if you're unlucky. Thanks, Amy.
Let me collect rings. Keep him busy for a while. Leave it to me. I'll destroy it.
I could sit here and listen to this song all day and pretend that I'm 13 again. Which really is a horrible fate, but as long as I'm listening to this song, it seems okay. Seriously, the plot may be just completely ridiculous drivel, but the one thing that the Sonic games in their 3D incarnations have gone right is their boss music. Or at least that's my opinion of it. I love the angsty alt-rock.
Now it's up to you, Sonic.
Sonic, we're in danger. The colony will enter the atmosphere in about 4 minutes.
Playing as Super Sonic is always fun, and I like that from the Genesis games.
Here I come, you creep.
They have turned it into something to fight the final boss with rather than just a transforming remote. It's more fun that way. Poke. I don't know why the Biohazard has gigantic boils, but I feel like they could have recorded a little bit more dialogue that wasn't about, you need to collect more rings. I feel like that could have been a possibility. But either way, the final hazard has 1 more hit, which means it's just about time to bring this game to an end. And one thing I very much like is that the final hit, if you don't swap over at all, is dealt by Shadow. Because the prototype will, you know, is killed by the real thing, or is the real thing the prototype, or...
I must destroy all the evil the Professor has created.
You know what? With that line, it's not worth considering.
No way that's getting through.
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria.
give them a chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow. Chaos control.
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Where is Shadow? Do you really think that the professor created him, Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was. A brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him. But did he really mean to destroy us?
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
You're right.
So what's next for you, Rouge? Off again to find those jewels you love so much?
Nah, I think I'm gonna give up this line of work. Too much work for too little pay. Anyway, I've got something better than jewels that I'm thinking about right now. It'll all work out, you'll see.
If you say so.
Created the ultimate life form.
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go home. To the planet as cool and blue as me. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
And that brings us to the final credits. Shadow dies, or is at least thought to be dead, and the game ends. With even Dr. Robotnik, or I'm sorry, Eggman, talking about how they saved the world and how he didn't want to destroy it. For those reasons, and for everyone talking about how the world is saved, Sonic Adventure 2 was supposed to be the last game in the series. No one knew what was next for Sega because the Dreamcast was dead in the water and this wasn't going to save it. It was entirely possible that the Sonic franchise would have ended with this game, and so they attempted to go with a reconciliatory ending to kind of close out everything in the series if they needed to. Now, of course, they didn't, and everyone knows how that turned out, but at least for today, we can pretend that ended on this surprisingly emotional moment. Or maybe not if you don't care about Hedgehog drama, which is a reasonable thing to think. Sonic Adventure 2, everyone. That is my Let's Play. It's been a blast playing this game for you guys, and remembering just how bad this game is, and wondering to myself why I loved it so much as a kid, and why I can't help but love it now. It's been fun. Thank you so much for watching my videos. As always, I do this for you guys. You guys are the best, and I have more content coming, and I hope to see you in the future. This game was made for Sonic's 10th anniversary. Sonic's 10th anniversary. It's been so long since then. And that brings us to the end of the credits, which are, for some reason, in Last Story, the shortest of all the credits. A new day brings new adventure. But for now, rest easy, heroes. Oh, it's so cute and touching. And of course, they followed up with Shadow being in the world, ultimate sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. It's been fun. I hope to see you in the next one.